Hi everybody. So glad that you're back to spend a little bit of time with me. And this reading is for all my Cancerians out there. And this is for the 1st to the 15th of April. Now I'm doing it differently now because I want to have a bit more involvement in the readings that I'm handing out for everyone. Now, let's see where these cards are going to take us. All right. Now, as always, these cards have popped out or I've been drawn to them. And this is a general reading, so may not reflect for everyone, but hopefully there's a message or two in here for you. All right. Let's start over here. Now we've got the Two of Wands, the Hermit in reverse, and the Strength card in reverse. Now, with the Two of Wands here, is there something that you're looking towards, thinking of doing? And it's something that you really do have faith in yourself about, because this is something that you know you can do. And you're confident that this is something that you would have a very good chance in making a living with. So this is something that you could be planning to do that gives you a very good career. Now, with the Hermit in reverse here, is it possible that the thing that's holding you back is because you don't want to be someone who gets caught up in the rat race? You maybe prefer your own company. It could be that you need the quietness and the isolation in order to get the creative juices working. And it could be that once you're focused on something that, you just get so in your headspace that having people round about you just puts you off. And with the Strength card in reverse here, that could be seen as a weakness in you by others, because they may see that as someone who can't be disciplined in getting the work done, because they could not be able to envision someone who could work in isolation, because the world is, renowned for grouping people together in a job, in social groups, and that is the norm. So for someone to work outside of that, it could be something that could be seen as a weakness. Something that's within you that is a little bit inflexible. And with the Hermit in reverse here, that is something that could be on your mind, that they may be talking about you, especially about this topic. But you know that in order to get the best from yourself, you need that little bit of quiet, the time away to concentrate, and it gets the best out of you. So you know yourself. And with the Hermit in reverse here, you also know that walking in the same path as other people is something that is a choice. You determine, how you live, and you determine your own path to walk. And if other people decide that they want to join you, then that's all well and good, but you don't actually need them there. Let's move on to the next set of cards, and we've got the Six of Wands, the Five of Swords in reverse, and the Nine of Wands here. Now, has this moved forward into having a vision and wanting to accomplish something? Is that being seen as an accomplishment by those round about you, those people that you call, friends and the family round about you? And it could be that because of this determination and this action that is taking place, that people are looking at you and thinking that you are making great leaps and bounds in whatever career choice it is that you've chosen to do. So people are recognising this move forward, and they are extremely happy because this is something that will bring success for you. And it's something to be lauded, something to be acknowledged. But could it be that because you are drawing people's attention, that is something that you don't really want? You don't want people's attention. You want to, to be working in the background. So it could be that you feel that this public acknowledgement of your steps forward is a couple of steps forward for you. But it's also 3 or 4 steps back. Because could it be that you see this as an invasion of privacy? That yet again there's another opportunity that people are talking about you. And it makes you just want to curl in yourself, because that sort of thing knocks your confidence. It makes you feel that you're under a spotlight. And it takes a lot out of you, because you prefer, to work in the background, that little bit of isolation. So this is a moment, even though, these step forward have been acknowledged, it could be a time where you're having to, shore up your defences at the same time. Because you don't want people's comments, whether they be positive or negative, to affect how you feel about, these tentative first steps forward. Now let's move down to the next set of cards here. And we've got the 3, that's not true. We've got the High Priestess. I don't know where 3 came from. We have the King of Wands, and we have the Chariot in reverse. Now, with the High Priestess here, this really is first steps. This is your chance to be in a brand new place, one that you've never been in before, one that has a whole new language a whole new, way of experiencing things. Similar to the first days where you go to college and you have orientation and you find out where all your classes are and who's who and a little bit about the social peer group that's there and all of the different rules that this new experience involves. And this is where you're at. You're trying to find your way. You're trying to get an insight into where this vision is going to take you. And all the little minute rules that affects your day-to-day running of whatever it is that you're going to do. So this is something that you have to be involved in. You have to be present in. Because it's only then do you pick up those little bits of information and experience in what the whole challenge is going to be about. It's not something you can get from a book. This is something that you need to be upfront and personal with. Something that you need to experience, because only then can you learn all the intricacies of the things you need to know. In whatever business, with the King of Wands here, whatever business it is or venture that you are wanting to be involved in, these first steps of this new lifestyle is where you can cut your creative teeth. It's where all your ideas and your energy all come bubbling out, and you can see all the different paths that you can begin to take, even if you are doing them in the background. Because people do work from home, people do work in isolation. And it is something that can be extremely successful. Now, we've also got the Chariot in reverse here. So, could it also be that while you're looking at all the possibilities within your business and trying to find your feet and get the lay of the land in this new venture, are you also maybe questioning yourself a little bit whether or not this is something that you can really do? Do you feel that maybe this is a little bit too much for you? Do you maybe feel that the amount of pressure that you're putting yourself under to make these accomplishments happen, are they a little bit too much? And that is a question of your own stamina as well. It's a question of your own discipline. It's a question of, with the Chariot here, of your direction and whether or not you have what it takes to pick yourself up and put one foot in front of the other. Now, the next three cards that we have here is the Page of Wands, the Three of Wands, and the King of Pentacles in reverse. Now, this is all brand new experiences. Every single little bit from, having the idea to battling your own path of staying away from society, from, wanting to work in isolation because you don't want to go down the path where people are talking about you. And it could be that, you feel a little bit out of control in an extremely social setting. So you're looking for something that suits your vision, but also gives you space and time away. And yes, you have made steps towards it and you are having to defend yourself, but you are taking steps forward in your vision. It's a brand new lifestyle. It's something you're excited about, but you are also working against yourself because you don't know whether or not you want to move forward or stay where you are in your protected zone. And that's what this whole reading has been about up until now. And you are still questioning because with the Page of Wands, you're curious, but the lack of experience and your confidence in whether or not you would be able to manage the politics of this whole venture is something that you need your confidence to be shored up in, because you don't want to be made a fool of. You don't want, with the Six of Wands above here, to have everybody that's looking at your first tentative steps in this venture to mock you. You don't want them to look at you and sneer or, make funny comments. You want this to be a positive experience. And with the Three of Wands here, you want to be focused on this because you really do feel this is something that you can do and do it well. And you could, make this into a very profitable experience, a very profitable career for you. You have the drive and the expectation and the goals that you expect to achieve and get a handsome return on. It's more your confidence in your abilities and the questions of people round about you that are holding you back, that are giving you question. And with the King of Pentacles in reverse here, that is what is bringing your defences to the fore, with the Nine of Wands above it here. Do you feel that people will be possessive of their own little area of work? Do you feel that they may not be happy about your intrusion into their working life? Do you feel that because you may want to work a little bit more in isolation, that people will manipulate that because you don't have, the regular communication with your peers, so you don't know what the difference in working lifestyle is. So you are open to a little bit of exploitation here, of people using and abusing their power. So yes, there is a need to be defensive here and to always have that question in the back of your mind of what is that person's intention. But the thing is with the Hermit in reverse, you have the ability to walk your own path, to do things the way that suits you and is within your control. All right, I'm going to leave it there, but whatever it is that you set your mind to, with all of the wands that are here, because we've got the Two of Wands, the Six of Wands, the Nine of Wands, the King of Wands, Page of Wands, and the Three of Wands. Yes, you may have your doubts, and you may want to learn, and you may develop those skills and have a vision, and with the Three of Wands begin to see your vision come to life and be beneficial for you. And with the King of Wands here, it's something that you manage to master and build into a profitable business. So this is a fantastic vision for you. But on the flip side of that, your confidence and your abilities to want to be involved in the social and political effects of being in business is part of the lifestyle that you're not really interested in. You want to have forward steps in business, but the social side of it is something that is going to, make you want to step back, with the Five of Swords there. But the High Priestess is something that is telling me this is something new, a path you've not been down before, and it's one that you relish the experience in. It's a new adventure, and one that you're more than willing to walk down. All right, I'm going to leave it there. Now, take care, and remember that this is your life and you decide who you have round about you, when you do whatever it is you do, and that your accomplishments are yours and no one else's. All right. Bye, Cancer. See you next time.